Going back to San Francisco, when I was there at the time, there's a devotee here in Los Angeles now. At that time he was in San Francisco. And it's all right to mention his name because this story has been circulated. And his name is Makanlal, and his brother's name is Narayanaran. And they were very sincere devotees. They came in the early days of San Francisco. And Prabhupada said that they were very nice but a little eccentric. See, Makanlal, I told him this the other day, and he said, it is all right because it's already been said, you know. And he's not like that so much anymore, you know. But they were very sincere. And they were hippies, they had very long hair and wore very typical clothes of those days. Somewhat, to me, it was the impression of them was they were a bit Shakespearean when they spoke, you know. Hare Krishna, like that, you see. Makanlal still has that. So it used to irritate me terribly when Makanlal would chant. He'd say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, like that. And I would get very disturbed during the kirtans. So we had arranged this engagement that Makanlal did in the YWCA in Berkeley. And we went along in the car with Srila Prabhupada. I drove him and drove him back. I believe Makanlal was in the car going but not coming back. And we get there and it was very nice, and all of a sudden who's leading the kirtan but Makanlal? So I must have shown very obviously my distaste. I think I might have even gotten out of the room, as a matter of fact. He was not very tolerant and didn't understand the right thing. So I driving Prabhupada home in the car, and we're driving alone, and he looks at me and he said, Aniruddha, this Makanlal, he sings very nicely, don't you think? So I had to say, Jai, Prabhupada. But then I understood, you know, gradually, now that Trinat api sunichena tarapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sarari. In that mode, you can preach and chant incessantly, and Prabhupada knew exactly how to see everybody and utilize their service, even though there were some qualities that were not very nice. He never found fault, he only found the good. And he always used to say to us, it's very easy to be critical, but to find the good is rare, you see. And that was not my quality, but I'm beginning to understand that when I reflect on these things now. How magnificently, that is the real way to preach. You know, that is the real way to not disturb anybody. And Prabhupada was a perfect Vaishnava. And one of the qualities of a Vaishnava is that he's a perfect gentleman, a pure Vaishnava. And he doesn't disturb anybody's mind. And he's able to just see that and take it out. That's why we all wanted to serve him. See, why we have difficulty with some people who don't have that quality. It's very rare to achieve that in fullness. But we can achieve it if we understand that, by that example.